What's good? What's good, everybody? This is a very, very special day for me. This is a reboot. All right, don't call it a reboot. No, you do want to call it a reboot because it is a reboot. Those of you who know me know that I used to host Combos for the Culture. That show has been ended, and this is the very first episode of a brand new podcast called Another Conversation. So we're still having the same conversation, but it's also another conversation. And today I'm super excited. All right, not just because it's the brand new episode of this new podcast, but also because today's my birthday. So happy birthday to me. Make sure that y'all are liking, subscribing, and all of those things. And thanks for being here. And I couldn't pick another person to celebrate with other than a good friend of mine, my good sister, my good Brista, my brother from another mother, my good Judy. So we're going to get into it, all right? So today's guest, Blake Martin. Blake is a visionary creative director, fashion producer, entrepreneur known for his bold aesthetic, unapologetic flair, and cultural influence. With a career spanning runway, media, and mentorship, Blake has built a name synonymous with excellence, edge, and elevation. From curating iconic fashion moments, you girls can never, to empowering rising talent, he fuses style and substance to shift narratives and uplift the culture. Whether behind the scenes or center stage, Blake shows up authentically and fearlessly. Blake, are you ready to have another conversation?
I'm always ready. Happy birthday, sir.
Oh, thank you. We're gonna actually do tap into my close shay bag real quick, and we're gonna have a little birthday toast real quick.
I'm not drinking today. But,
Okay, I respect that. You got to go to work.
I do. But happy birthday.
This is that good Sir Davis right here. So, all right. So, Blake, we're gonna get into some things. I'm super excited. If you're watching right now, make sure once again you like and subscribe and follow us on Instagram at AC with Micah B. AC with Micah B. But we're gonna do a little segment here first off, and it's a segment that I used to do on Combos for the Culture.
Okay.
And we're bringing it over to this conversation. All right. And it is called Black Mount Rushmore.
Oh, God.
Yes, it's called Black Mount Rushmore, and it's a cultural first segment, right? So don't put no others on your list, right?
Okay.
But it's a cultural first segment
Because you know I would.
where we give our Mount Rushmores, and every week is going to be a different Black Mount Rushmore.
Okay.
Okay. So this week, who is on your Mount Rushmore for Black fashion icons? You can include designers, public figures, fictional characters. So if you want to say a Hillary Banks, you can say a Hillary Banks.
Okay.
And then tell me why they're on your Black Mount Rushmore.
Okay. I would have to give it to, first and foremost, my mother.
Period.
Black fashion icon, one of the most best dressed women I've ever seen in my life. Then Andre Leon Talley, for all the obvious reasons. That man changed the face of not only Black fashion, but fashion in general. If we're able to include fictional characters, I'm gonna put two people in the same space.
Okay.
One would be Olivia Pope. I think Olivia Pope just had fashion locked. And I think the other one would be Miss Pearson from the show Suits. She just something about her fashion on that show was amazing. And then I have one more spot. I think I'm going to give it to my good homeboy, Chicago legend. I know
where you're
Virgil
going.
It's gonna be Virgil.
Were you gonna go with D-Wade?
I was.
Okay, I knew it.
I was because D-Wade is my heart. But when it comes to fashion, I'm gonna have to give it to Virgil.
That's a solid list.
Yeah.
That's a solid list.
Yeah.
That's a solid list. I like that. All right. Let us know in the comments who is on your Black fashion icon Mount Rushmore. All right. Let us know in the comments.
And he said fashion, not because the girls dress nice.
Yes.
Fashionable.
So would you say
Ice Spice is not on the list?
As far as that's hilarious. Would you say somebody like a Coleman Domingo?
Hands down.
Yeah.
If you told me I had like 12 spots, Coleman would be on there, hands down. He is one of the best black men out right now.
Yeah.
Coleman does it every single time.
I don't think he ever
Jeremy Pope
misses.
is another one, does it every single time. Yeah, whoever their stylists are, big up to them. They do
Yes.
it.
Shout out to their stylists. Shout out to their stylists. And shout out to you for tapping in with us. Let's go ahead and take another drink real quick. And now we're going to do another segment that I'm going to be introducing to just to get the audience to know you a little bit better.
Oh,
It's going to be
gosh.
fun, right?
I'll
Fun
try
and
not to get
fancy,
canceled
carefree,
today.
and all of that. So this is called This or That.
Okay.
This or that. No need for explanations. Just this or that.
Okay.
Boxers or briefs?
Neither.
Commando? Or
Yes.
you be out here in thongs and jocks and
No, I don't wear underwear.
Oh.
Amen. Okay, move on.
Italian or Mexican?
Italian.
The food, not the people.
Italian.
Okay.
That is crazy.
Top or bottom?
Side.
Side.
Mm-hmm.
That's like greens, macaroni, baked
Sure.
beans.
Those that know, no.
Beyonce or Jay-Z?
Jay-Z, hands down. Who's that other lady?
All right, not too much. Not too much. Get me canceled on episode 1.
No, Jay-Z.
Texting or FaceTime? I know the answer to this.
FaceTime.
FaceTime.
I currently have 3,000 unread text messages. But FaceTime.
Okay. I'm scared of this one. Classic Lil' Kim. Lil' Kim. I don't know why I said it like that. Gentrified her name. Or Nicki at her peak.
I'm for real this time. Who is that other woman? It's gonna be Little Kim every time. Every time.
Okay.
I don't know the other lady. Sorry.
Yikes. Reality TV binge or documentary deep dive?
Documentary deep dive every time.
What's your favorite documentary genre?
I think things that I'm passionate about.
Okay.
So fashion, filmmaking, things of that nature. I think my favorite documentary is a September issue, which follows behind the scenes of creating Vogue's iconic September issue. I love those type of documentaries, things that I'm passionate about. I like documentaries where I can watch and learn.
So you might not know about this. You probably do. One of my favorite documentary genres is like crime.
Oh yeah. I know that about you.
Because I also love slasher films.
Yes.
So yes.
Yes.
You call me psycho all the time.
But what's crazy is that I'm probably gonna be weird saying this.
Okay.
But I also love crime documentaries, but to go to sleep to. Like put on a crime documentary, it's the best white noise to go to sleep to.
Okay.
It's soothing.
It's the voices. It's the voice. It's the narration. Yes, it's narration.
It's probably weird, but
because they're like, yes, and then she went down to the blah blah blah.
Next thing you know,
yes,
he's dead.
Yes, I feel that. I feel that. Okay. Let's see. Stay home.
Yes.
Or outside this summer.
No, you can stop. Stay home. Oh, that's the answer.
That's my answer too.
That is not. Now, why are we lying on this podcast?
Outside. It's definitely outside.
All the time.
But no, it's not all the time outside.
If you had to pick, it would be outside for you every time.
That's not true.
Okay.
I just started
going on your birthday.
I just started going outside religiously.
You're an outside dude.
But not all the time.
I didn't say all the time.
So that's what I'm saying.
Choose,
what I'm saying is
we're playing this or that, and if we have to choose, you're gonna choose going outside.
No, I'm gonna choose Netflix and edibles.
That's not true.
And okay,
I'm not gonna let you lie to these people.
We're
I am your best friend, correct?
Uh-huh.
I know you. It's gonna be outside.
It depends on the moment. Okay. But anywho, we're gonna keep on moving. Amen.
New York. I guess the this or that is the lie or tell the truth. But
yeah.
Go off.
New York or LA?
Chicago.
Why?
I can't pick. Well, because when it comes to my fashion world, it's New York. When it comes to my new theater, film, TV world, it's LA. So that's really hard to pick. Mm-hmm. But the best city in the world is Chicago. So I'm just gonna go to my default answer.
I agree. That is definitely the best city. Okay, that was good, y'all. So that was our this and that. We got to know Blake a little bit more. And now we're going to dive into this week's conversation. And this week we're going to be talking about friendship. right? We're gonna be
Okay.
talking about the highs and the lows
The lows.
of friendship. But first, I want to get to how we first met.
I don't remember.
Um, I think we first met through a mutual, Kenneth
We
Richardson.
did. We did.
Yes, Kenneth
Yes. I don't
Richardson.
remember when.
I don't
I don't
remember
remember
when.
where,
No,
but
but
that
he
is
was
how
like,
we
"Yeah, I
met.
gotta put you on, my boy." Woo, woo,
Oh, Kenneth.
woo.
That's very Kenneth.
I was like, "Okay, let me meet him." He's like, "He's super talented. He's like one of the dopest woo, woo, woo in Chicago."
Well, he didn't lie.
Um,
He didn't
he
lie.
didn't.
Yeah,
He
he didn't
didn't. And
lie.
then I know we were in New York Fashion Week together. I went
We
to your,
did.
I went to your,
Yes, I took 75 people to
uh-huh.
New York for Fashion Week, and you were
Mm-hmm.
on that trip, and I barely knew you. You
Barely.
were just a dude that paid the money, and here you go on the bus. But
Basically. So I want to ask, what was your first impression of me when you first met me?
I had none because you were so quiet and
Mm,
reserved, and
down low.
yeah, you were just very reserved. I don't want to say standoffish because it has a negative connotation,
Yeah.
but just super in the back, not really talking to people you did not know.
Yeah.
So we didn't really have that much interaction. I was just like, okay, he's here.
Yeah.
I don't really know much.
You were I'm not gonna lie. I was very intimidated by you back then.
I hear that a lot.
Yeah, because it was like I going into it, I heard like, my God, Blake Martin is this and he's that.
Yeah, I was, but to be fair, I was an asshole.
You're
Uh,
nicer now.
much, much.
Yeah.
That era is behind me as much as it can be. But I hear I'm intimidating a lot. I
Yeah.
think just some people are intimidating by nature, as a lot of people I'm intimidated by. Friends I have that I'm close to that I still am intimidated by. So I get it.
So when you first met me, you didn't know I was one of the girls.
Well, technically not true, but true.
How did you know?
We talked about how I knew.
Well,
Yeah, I knew.
I want the people to. That's what I'm saying. I want the.
You,
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
well, you, I think we were like taking pictures or something
Hmm.
in New York. And I was like, well, send me the pictures you just took. And you was
Hmm.
like, text it to yourself. So I was like, okay. And I went to go text the pictures to myself, and I guess you forgot you had some other photographs in the gallery. And I was like, oh. And it wasn't my business.
Right.
So I didn't say nothing. I just gave you your
You
phone
sure? You
back.
definitely said nothing.
I gave
I
you your
had no
phone
idea you
back
seen it.
immediately, and I was like, that's not my business. See, I think that people assume that all gay men want to out people and
Mm.
spread, and I'm not one of them people. I saw that you were in the community, and I just took a note of it, but it was not not my business to acknowledge or talk about. And for years, we didn't talk about it.
We didn't.
For years.
That's crazy.
Hmm.
That's crazy. That's a good
I
friend,
keep
y'all.
secrets now.
That's a good friend. Y'all need a friend because y'all be getting friends, and then y'all be when y'all fall out, y'all don't be talking,
Yeah,
and
I
then
keep
y'all be
secrets.
putting their business
I
out.
don't believe in that.
It's
But
something that's it.
also, I don't believe in that as a general practice, as
Okay.
like ethic thing. But also, when I'm friends with somebody, we share everything.
Correct.
So I'll be like, I'm not gonna tell your business because you got a lot of mine to tell too.
Right.
So
Right. Right.
let me just chill out. Yeah. But I
So,
keep things private because I want people to be able to trust me with things.
hmm. All right. So here's a little exercise.
Okay.
When it comes to our friendship,
Yes.
give me, okay, give me my best quality as a friend, and then give me my worst quality as a friend. The thing
Okay.
that makes you want to just strangle me.
Got it. I don't have to think about this. Your best quality, I think that you are um amazingly loyal and supportive. I think that you are one of those people you never have to question intention. You
Mm.
never have to say, well, what did he mean by that? Or that feels a little fake or a little phony, or um I just never have to question where you're coming from. Even in the times where, you may not be in the best spirits or you're having a bad day, or your intention to still be loving, loyal, and supportive always comes through. And I love that about you. You already know what your worst quality is. You go from 0 to 6 billion.
No, I don't.
You
No, I'm joking.
you crash out sometimes, and I think everybody has a bit of a crash out. But I think you just let your mind spiral in things that don't deserve your attention.
Mm.
I think a lot of things I'm like, this doesn't even deserve his
Mm-hmm.
blink, but you crash out about him.
Very true.
Yeah.
And I even say with some of our, disputes or whatnot, it's come from I might read something
Yeah.
or pick up on something
Yeah.
that's not there, and then it becomes
True. But in that defense as well, I think you are, I don't want to say a serious person because you're not, but you're more serious than
yeah.
I, and I'm
Yes.
super playful and
Yes.
joking because I
Yes.
feel like life is already too serious, and so when you can joke and play and have fun, do it. So
Mm-hmm.
sometimes when you're in your serious mode and I want to be light and fun and playful, it annoys the shit out of you. But
A little
that's
bit.
our dynamic,
A little
and
bit.
it's fine.
Hey man,
Yeah,
we love it.
yeah. Because
We
when you're
love it.
super serious, I'm like, I'm so annoyed right now, and vice versa. So it's just our friendship. It's okay.
It's our friendship, and I think that's an important part about friendship is not trying to necessarily change the person,
Yeah,
but trying to see how you all can complement each other
yeah.
along the way, and knowing like, listen, this is my friend. I love my friend for everything. Like you're super supportive. You're caring. You're giving. You're thoughtful. If you got it, I got it. Speaking of that, if you got it, I got it.
Yes.
Recently, I think it was last month, B Simone and her friend had to sit down like we're having.
Yeah.
And her friend was talking about how her best friend,
Yes.
her best friend was talking about how like she was homeless at one point and she was on
Car repoed.
food stamps, her car repoed,
Yeah.
and the whole time she was looking at B Simone, her best friend, like, oh, but like I'm not gonna ask her but then also I felt some type of way that she didn't offer it because I seen you give this person money, that person money, all those things. What's your thought on that? Are your friends responsible for helping you out when you're down?
Responsible. No.
Okay.
I don't think responsible is a thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I think there is I'm gonna put my foot in my mouth. Do I
Okay.
think they're responsible? No. Do I think there's a responsibility? Yes. And I know
Okay.
that's weird.
Talk that out.
I don't think that there is a space of you're down bad, so it's my job, right,
Mm-hmm.
to pick you back up. However, as a friend, I think there is some level of responsibility just to show I'm in your corner, right? So if you're like, Blake, I need 10 grand to stop my eviction of my car repo and da 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 da, that's not my responsibility. But
Snap.
as a friend, I could also be like, well, I don't have 10 grand to give you, but I'm sending you $400 to help with something.
Mm-hmm.
Just so you know you're not in this thing alone. So in that situation, was it B Simone's responsibility to get her friend a new place and a new car? And no, but could she have been like, well, if you're homeless, I live in a mansion, just come stay with me for a
I
few
don't think B
months.
Simone got it like that. Is she living in a mansion?
Well, she spoke about saving her money and not
Okay.
spending and having wealth because
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
she did so well at saving. And also, and this is not a dig, she lives in Atlanta where you can get really nice big
That's true.
homes for less than Chicago, right?
Right, right,
And
right.
so even, let's just say it's not a mansion. If it's a 2 bedroom
It's
apartment
still
and
nice.
you're
Yeah.
my friend, come stay with me for a little while. Now it's not my responsibility to bail you out, but I can lend a hand. So I don't think you're responsible, but I think there's a bit of a responsibility.
Would you set it off with me? If I was like, if you was like, I ain't got the money, but if I was like, all right, let's go set it off. You feel me?
Absolutely not.
No?
No,
I thought we were best
we
friends.
are. Absolutely not, because I've seen how the movie ends, and I would either end up Vivica Fox
Okay.
or having to leave everything I love and move to Mexico.
Okay, yeah, we
So
don't need
no, that's not.
that.
It's going to be a hard no.
What?
But well, that's well. Let me clarify though, because I would set it off with you in a different way. I'm gonna be the
Yes.
person. Let's figure out how we can create a business
Mm-hmm.
or create a master class
Mm-hmm.
or something to get some money. I am king of okay. I need 10 grand by end of the month.
Oh yeah.
Let me post some specials,
Oh, you
some
gonna post
master
a special? Listen,
classes.
you gonna post a good
Listen,
special, a good class, all of
I
that.
know how
Yeah.
to get the money quickly, so I'm not gonna rob no bank with you, but I am gonna sit in the trenches and say, we can figure this out.
No, I
I'll
think
even do master classes and give the money to you, but we will figure it out.
that's important. That right there, that piece is figuring it out together.
Yeah,
Like if somebody came to me and they was like, let's say, a year from now, another conversation and Black Agent is just booming, right? Making a bunch of money, and somebody's like, hey, I need money. I might not have the money to give you necessarily, but then but I could be like, yo, I actually need some help over here.
yeah,
Just come on as an intern
yeah,
and I'm paying you,
yep,
right? Have my business pay you.
yep.
And like those type of things, see where helping your friends use their skill sets. If you know they're good at something, right?
Absolutely.
Like you're a photographer, maybe if you got a friend and they good at cooking plates, you might be like, "Hey, look, I'm gonna do a brand shoot for you, so we
I
can get
do it
you out
all the
there."
time.
Things
Yeah,
like that. I think that's really important. Being able to pour into people, um, and then I
yeah,
think they have to pour back into you. I think that's an important element of friendships.
yeah. And I think that people often, what's important is you have to recognize poor. And
Mm.
sometimes that's hard to do.
Because it's not always monetary.
Correct. And sometimes when you have that relationship of pouring,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you forget that it's a pour that they did to you, right? So, for example, just to this morning, I saw a friend. She was like, "I'm doing a pop-up shop tomorrow," and blah blah blah. I was like, "Oh, that's so dope! I love that for her." And then as I was sitting there thinking, I was like, "Wait a minute, my last two plays." She was the first person there. Like, let me work your door. Let me
Yes.
do your gift bags. And I was like, she poured into me.
Mm-hmm.
So let me double back. And I text her, like, I see you doing a pop-up shop tomorrow. What time do I need to be there?
Period.
Because you have to stop and recognize this person poured into me.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's when I can and I see an opportunity, let
Mm-hmm.
me pour back.
That's so good.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, friendship is about. Sometimes it's about doing stuff that you necessarily don't want to do. Um,
Yeah.
good friend of mine. We be we've had our highs and lows too.
Yes.
Geo. He'll be
Shout out to
on
Jill.
here. Yeah, he'll be on this during season one. But some of the stuff he's into, I'm not into.
Yeah.
You know? But I show up
Correct.
because it's like he shows up for me, right?
Yeah.
When I was down and out and he gave me a couch to sleep on.
Yeah.
So at least I can do if he's doing a karaoke night. I don't like karaoke like that, but I'm gonna pull up
Correct.
because that's what friendship is about.
Yes. And also realizing that that sentiment is goes both ways.
Mm-hmm.
I know the things that I do, and I would like to think I'm halfway decent at what I do, but stage plays and film and theater, and they may not be everybody's thing.
Correct.
But my friends are gonna be like, if he doing a play,
I'm gonna show up.
I'm going.
I'll be in the front row.
Yeah, and I'm like, they may not even like it, but they gonna be there and they gonna clap and they gonna do all the things.
Yo, I showed up for Blake, and he told me I didn't have to. I showed up for Blake over my good girl Glorilla on game.
Well,
Okay.
I mean, you did, but also it was Glorilla.
It's Glorilla, period.
Anyway.
Don't be confused. Don't be confused. But one thing I want to talk about too. I look at friendships a lot. And everybody always got like this person's their friend, and then 2 days later they're not their friend, and then the smallest things cause people to just fall out,
Yeah.
and then nobody wants to have another conversation
Okay.
and figure out why did we fall out, why are we here.
Yeah.
One thing I respect about our friendship, it might not always happen right away. It might happen 2 days later, a week later. I think the longest we went talking without talking was a couple of months, maybe.
Oh no.
No, this was this was before we were like friends.
Oh yeah.
This was back when
Well, that don't count because we weren't friends. I
this
care
was
if I never talk
yeah,
to you
yeah,
again.
yeah. But a couple of
care.
days, really, like a couple of days,
Like 48 hours.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because so I say this all to say, I guess my question is, why is it important to you to bring conflict resolution in friendship?
Well, I think it's three reasons. I think growing up a person with a lot of trauma,
Mm-hmm.
and being a kid who was forced to do a lot of things and forced in situations and forced to not have a voice. Having a voice now, communicating my feelings and communicating how I feel is very, very important to me now as an adult. I think that I spent so much time as a kid not being able to say how I feel about things that now as an adult, I refuse to be in that space. Two, I think, I know it's probably bad and toxic, but I'm a Capricorn, and I know I'm one of those people that once you're dead to me, it's not, there's no coming back from it. So I'm like, let's talk. We should probably talk now, because it doesn't take long for me to just erase you from my mind.
Yes,
And
I'm the
once
same
you're
way.
erased from my mind, there is no returning. And in that same vein, number three, I've seen how a friendship will have a breakdown, and each will say, I just need a few days. Just give me some time. We'll be fine. Just give me a few days, a week or two. And that week or two turns into 3, into 4, and then you never speak again. And even if you do speak again and you become okay again and the friendship is cool, it never goes back to what it was,
Mm.
because distance just changes things. We don't understand as people how a new normal can come so fast.
Mm-hmm.
If I talk to you every single day, within a week, that's part of the routine.
Mm-hmm.
And then if I stop talking to you after a week, it's part of the routine. We don't
Mm-hmm.
talk. So I'm like,
Dude.
we not gonna fight too long,
Right.
because I refuse to not have you in my routine. You know our friendship. By
Yeah.
10 a.m., we like, hello, we ain't text. What's the problem here?
Right.
Yeah, so I'm just quick on, let's talk about it. And I've sadly lost a
Mm.
lot of really great friends that I love, for faults of theirs, faults of mine, but we just didn't talk about it, and those friendships are gone.
I love that. And I think as you grow, shout out to therapy.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to my therapist. Love her.
Glow.
No,
Oh,
Glow's,
okay.
Glow's not my therapist, but her music do be giving affirmations. Her music do be giving affirmations. But no, I think once you start growing and you start going to therapy and you start being able to talk through things,
Yeah.
like you handle conflict better.
Yeah.
I recently was in Atlanta last month, and I was spending some time with a young man. Okay, spending some time with a young man. Shout out
Shout
to
out to
him.
spending time with a young man.
He knows who he is. Amen. But we had gotten into a little spat,
Okay.
right? And I would say that we were both valid in our thoughts and our feelings.
That's important.
However, I know that I crashed out a little bit. On a scale of 1 to 10, this crash out was only a 6.
You crashed out?
Yes.
Someone like
So,
you.
so this was on a scale of 1 to 10. This crash out was only like a 6.
Okay.
So then, I left. I was going outside. We're texting back and forth. Like, my fingers are just moving, right?
Nostrils flaring.
Nostrils flaring. Heart rate is raising, right? And then it could have gotten to a point, right? An unhealed version of me.
Yeah.
During that conversation, it would have looked like me going back to his spot, packing my bags, going to the
I've
hotel,
seen that, Micah.
cutting him off, never talking to him again.
Yeah.
But I'm a healed version now. And then also I just really value relationships,
Yeah.
and connections, you know?
Yeah.
And there's been people who I've cut off who I've been like, probably should
probably
have,
shoulda,
yeah, I
yeah.
probably should have
And now you can't circle the block.
yeah, I probably should have watered that friendship, relationship, connection, whatever, partnership better. So I think that's all about growth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree.
This is good, y'all. I hope y'all are learning something from this, because a lot of y'all don't have real friends, right? And that's what I want to transition into. Do you think it's an issue in society? Because we see a lot of like falling outs, and this person's your friend, and the next day they putting all your business out in the streets.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think there's an issue with people picking friends off of aesthetics and status?
Do I think it's a thing? Absolutely. I think it happens.
Is there anything wrong with it? Because some people would say, well, you pick. If I'm into fashion, if I'm a fashion person and you're a fashion person, we're going to automatically run in the same circles. You see what
True.
I'm saying?
Running in the same circle doesn't mean we are in the same circle.
Ooh.
I believe that. And so let me say this.
That was good.
There's
Say that sound on. Say that shit again. Run that back.
just because we run in the same circle doesn't mean we're in the same circle. And here's something that bothers me that people do. And I know maybe it's just a word and a thing that we do, right? But what bothers me is when you meet someone and there's this small little connection, or you have fun with someone and or something like that, and then automatically they become that's my brother. It's not. I hate that.
Hey, twin.
I hate it.
Twin.
Like, and it's just I've told people that when they've met me and 2 days later, like, Blake, my brother. I am definitely not. Let's back up there. Because I believe titles and words are important. Now, are there a whole bunch of people that I call brother, sister, twin? Yes.
Yeah.
Because I really feel there's a connection to them.
Yes.
There's something deeper that bonds us. But I don't think you should just automatically be giving people those titles.
I agree.
And people do that all the time. Like, we both love music. We both love Kendrick Lamar. So that's my brother now.
People date like that too, though.
Yes.
Like if it's day 3 of us texting, no shade. No, I'm not your babe. Or babe.
Well.
Day 3?
Well.
We ain't even fucked.
That takes a lot of maturity.
Okay.
And growth. And I say that. It's funny that you say that because I used to do that.
Me too.
I used to 2 days in. I love babe. That's
unhealthy, and then
it is.
And then you get to them points
as an adult. I'm at like 3 months in, and I'm like, stop calling me back. Like, we're not there yet.
Yeah, because then what happens is, I know from personal experience, you have a date or 2, 3 dates, 4 dates. Oh, that's bad. Oh, whoop, whoop. And then when you see them moving in a way,
now you got to break up. And your friends are like, but that was bad.
Yeah.
Well, now he's not.
No, he's not, because you rushed.
Earlier you asked me, like, are you still talking to the same guy? I was like, I am. And we're 3 months in, but for me, we are still just conversing.
Correct.
We're still just getting to know each other.
Correct.
Old me, even I want to say 5 years ago, 3 days in, that's my boyfriend.
that's crazy.
Now I'm like, listen, unless I've known you a good 6 months, chill.
Because you got to make sure it's right.
Yes.
And you actually get to know the people.
Yes.
And that's what people don't do. They don't actually try to get to know people.
There's no vetting.
Because it's about the experience. But back to these friendships, right? Back to these friendships. So, because we see it a lot. People. You ever see a group of friends and they just take the picture, they post the pictures, and it just looks like a Vogue cover, right? A Hollywood reporter, right?
I know some right now.
There's nothing necessarily wrong with that, is there?
No. If you and your friend group happen to all be attractive and happen to all be stylish and happen to all be successful, fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
What's under that? You know what I mean? Like,
what's the conversations y'all are having?
What I value about my friendships, your friendship with you, I have a best friend, Cardinale, I've been best friends with for 25 years. Some of my other very, very close friends, we laugh and joke and kiki on the phone about the dumbest stuff for hours. But also, when either one of us are underneath the bed, ready to jump off the building, we have those conversations too. Mm-hmm. And if you don't have a friendship where you can have those conversations, where you can call and say, today I just don't feel good enough. Today I feel like the world is better without me. Today I don't understand why I'm not attractive. Today I don't understand why I wasn't good enough to book the gig. Today I don't understand why he left me or she didn't talk to me or I got blocked. If you can't have those conversations, that's not a friendship. Mm-hmm. Y'all have an Instagram ship.
Ooh. Because what happens after brunch?
Yes. You have a brunch ship.
A brunch ship. Yes. And I feel like a lot of people I feel like a lot of people have, when you snap for yourself, you're about to say some real shit. I think a lot of people have experience-based friendships without going through experiences together. And when I say experience, I mean, Ooh, we're going to the boat. Ooh, we're going to the beach. Ooh,
Yeah.
we're getting in a section and we're
Yeah.
gonna stand up on the couches and take our TikToks and all
Yeah.
of that. But like they don't actually go through life experiences together. Like they don't know what's going on in their friends' lives outside of the surface level shit.
Well, see, I think the title friend
Okay.
is loose. And
Mm.
here's the thing. I have a lot of people, right, that I'm close to, I have a bond with, we share special interests. You can call me and I will come and da 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 da. But I also
Don't call
don't
them your
give
friend.
you friend. I
Yes.
just don't. Like, there's a young man that is in my life, and I call him twin. And I call him twin because he's much younger than me, but we just think alike, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, he's more like a little brother, and we share so many
Mm-hmm.
interests, and I'm like, we are so similar. Our minds kind of think just alike. That's my twin, but that's not my friend. That's
Yes.
not the person I'm calling when I need something or I want to cry, I want to crash out, or my first brunch partner. That's just a person I connect with. And
Yeah.
when I'm in your space, it's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But that's only when I happen to be in your space.
Yeah, I
That's
think
not
we need to
my
normalize that.
friend.
I think we can normalize like you can have amazing connections with people
Yeah.
and amazing like when we see each other, I'm gonna drink with you, right? We're gonna take a shot
Go party.
together, we're gonna party, we gonna have a good time, I'm gonna hug you, I'm gonna dap you up, whatever,
Yeah.
whatever. But you're not my friend.
Yeah. And but I think that comes with maturity.
Right.
Because growing up, my mother, you would always say, I have 3 friends and I'm good. And she
Yeah.
was like, and 3 maybe a little generous. And I used to always think like, that is so sad.
But
Because
as you
when you're
get older though,
young, you're like,
yes.
I got 50 friends.
Yeah.
I got 50 best friends.
Yeah.
Now as an adult, I'm like, friend. No,
Because
baby, you're not my friend.
friendship requires work.
Friendship requires work. And also, friendship is time.
Oof.
You know what I mean? Like my best friend Alicia, we met first day freshman year of high school. And that was like instant best friend. But when you're high school,
Yeah.
instant, but we're best friends to this day. And we have gone years without talking.
Mm-hmm.
And the minute we're in each other's presence,
It's back.
it's like
It's back.
y'all talked yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
When we do talk, there's nothing has changed. The connection is real. And I think people don't allow that real fostered connection with people. That's all about what can you do for me now? What can you do for me today? And me and her, we have zero of the same interests.
Mm-hmm.
Zero. I like the men. She like the girls. She's a sheriff. I'm in fashion. She has a wife and kids, and I'm single and living it. We have zero
Right.
of the same interest,
Right.
and that's still
I love
my
that.
best friend.
I love that.
Yeah, and I think people only see friendship as we do the same things. Even me and you. Oftentimes be like, let's go out. Blake, I mean, Mikey, I'm not doing none of that.
Right.
None of the things you want to do,
Yeah.
I want to do. I'm never going out with you. I'm never going to the parties and drinking and taking the pictures. You're a social person.
Right.
I'm not.
Right.
But we can still have a friendship in that.
And still know where when we do go, we go out to eat.
We
We
have
go
our
out
best
for
moments when it's just me and you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, those are good. Listen, y'all, this has been an amazing conversation. All right. If you like this, right, what I need you to do right now is like and subscribe if you're watching on our YouTube. I need you to follow AC with Micah B. All right, AC with Micah B. So you can lock in every time we have another conversation. All right, so you can lock in every time we have another conversation. I'm sorry, y'all. This Sir Davis started to. I finished it there.
This punk is drunk.
This Sir Davis kind of kicked in.
This
All right,
punk is drunk.
This it's my birthday. Okay.
Okay.
And this
True.
ain't Texas.
True.
Okay. So yeah, I want to thank y'all for being here. We will be here, and I'm so excited for all the conversation that we're going to bring you. This season is going to be really lit. I have some amazing people who's going to sit in this chair next to me. I won't release all of the names, but they are coming. All right.
I will. Cardi, Beyonce.
Come on, speaking
Tasha K,
yes.
Jason Lee, Glorilla,
Okay.
Megan Thee Stallion,
Oh.
Funky Dineva, Kamala Harris, all of the people.
Okay.
Anybody but Trump, really.
I don't think none of them people are gonna be on season 1, but
You don't know that.
future seasons.
You don't know that.
We are actually here in Chicago, Illinois, at Sin City Studios. So make sure that you follow Sin City Studios. You will see us here every time we come and bring you another conversation. Shout out to our amazing audio engineer Cam on the ones and twos. And shout out to our amazing videographer, the only Leo, the greatest.
Leo.
Yes, the greatest videographer in Chicago. All right, Hype Williams. Who?
I mean, well, yes, but Hype Williams is a little outdated. We're gonna find somebody that's current.
But everybody knows Hype Williams. Hype Williams is a legend.
For us, we're old. You ask somebody in Glorilla's camp who Hype Williams is, they're gonna be confused.
That's true. That's true.
So we're gonna find an updated reference.
Okay.
But Leo's great. But before we end, I just want to say how proud I am of you,
thank you
for continuing to do the things, figuring out ways to rebrand, to reinvent, to elevate, for always not only knowing your lane, staying in your lane, and finding ways to bust through that lane. I'm so excited for this new venture, and I'm honored I was the first guest, and I can't wait to tune in every week to see who's having that conversation.
Yeah, shout out to Oprah. Well, listen, y'all, we will be back with another conversation. I thank you, and I want to leave you with these parting words, okay? Start where you are, love who you are, and let the people adjust. We will see you next time.
Bye, 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 bye.